Varun. I think everybody in this room at one point have looked up to somebody in our lives. And it's usually that one incident wherein we relate to them, wherein, we've seen them do something extraordinary that we're like, man, I want to be there 10 years down the line. And today, I talk about this one person and that one incident which he displayed that changed my mindset as to how, business should be done. And that is my father, as simple as that. Our fathers are our first superheroes. Just like how girls call themselves as daddy's little girl. Yes. The guys always want to be the papa's big boy. So during the peak COVID times, my dad is into agriculture, so we grow all these exotic flowers and which is usually used for marriages. So during the peak COVID times, unfortunately, because there were no marriages, we couldn't sell anything for 9 months. And what happened was, this is the first phase I've seen my dad wherein, he was being very helpless, very clueless, not knowing how he's going to drag his business for the next 9 months. And me being all, poppycock, I thought the best way to save money and to run the business for a couple of more months is that because there were high running costs and there were 60 laborers in my farm, I thought we would cut down on some labor so that we could save costs and I could drag my business for another 3-4 months. And I gave this idea to my dad, and my dad was like, just imagine this, if you actually throw them out, where will they go at peak COVID times? And these are people who earn like 200, 300 a day. And good thing for us right now is the market is back again and business is running pretty good. But what my dad did for those 9 months, I think I've seen very few business owners do that. And this is what makes me look up to him. And my dad, all he's done throughout his entire life is just lead people. Starting from being captain in his college days with hockey, and then him starting his own seeds business, which went on to do well, him being actively involved in politics, and also starting an NGO with 8,000 women and a school for the poor in his native. Now, seeing him, of course, I want to be like him. I mean, who doesn't? Now, but then for me, it wasn't all easy because I grew up with the stammer, and it was a lot more tough for me to even imagine me actually going on stage and speaking because I could even barely tell my name. And like my dad over there was speaking in front of 10,000 people, but I struggled to even get my name out. And I was all like depressed and like, I can't do this anymore. I think I'll just be one guy who just works and nothing else. And then like the old saying which goes, "Piche abhi baki hai mere dost." So the Maguire program happened, wherein it's a speech therapy program where people come who have a stammer and they get better at it. And by the end of the program, I felt so confident that I knew that I could speak what I want to whom I want. And keeping in mind that my stammer was under control right now, I thought I'll go and work under my dad. And from these 2 years, I've learned quite a few things about him. One mainly is that his ability to connect with people. And the second is his public speaking skills because he's into politics. And I think we should call him as a guest speaker someday. And the third is his thought process, his loyalty and his care he shows to the people who work under him. Now, me learning all this, I thought I could be there someday. But I think for us who are the next generation of leaders, becoming a leader, that process involves 2 steps. One is where you look up to someone and you ask yourself, do I want to be there where he is 10 years down the line? And then you follow that person. The second is where you follow your intentions, wherein you start listening to yourself deep down and you start making decisions on your own. And I feel the first one is relatively easier, but it's the second one which is a bit more tricky. Because now when you're making your own decisions, 2 things can happen. One is that you're solely responsible for the outcome. Be it good or bad, you are responsible for it. And the second one is you will have a lot of critics, because everybody is going to be telling, like, not everybody is going to like what you present or what you do. Now, right now, I feel I'm at a stage where I'm trying to balance these two parts of becoming a leader. One is where I'm learning from my dad as to how to handle people, how to talk to them, how to care for them. Like, my dad makes my neighbors or my workers feel like they're a big family, like they're a part of a big family together. And what he does is, when they really need him the most, he's always there. Say my manager, he was in the ICU and my dad was there 3 days in a week for them. And also, when they actually make a mistake, my dad actually takes them for a task. So it just makes it look like it's a whole big family. Now me, learning all this from 2 years, I want to build up and then go to the second step, wherein I start doing things on my own. Now, what kind of things do I want to do with my work? Probably, helping my neighbors out with some compensation for the good work that they do, empowering them with technology, teaching them about technology, using mechanization for to make the work a lot more easier, and also sending their kids to school and paying for it. Because I believe that a lot of our future is going to be with tech in the future. So right now, our generation, we are called as the transition generation, wherein we are transitioning from we help the transition from our parents to our kids. Not only because we give out our genes, but because no time in history have we had a generation like this where we've seen days with no tech at all, and with days with where we can't live without tech. So if you ask me what kind of leader I want to be, I want to be someone who wants to stick to the core values and beliefs, what my dad has taught, and then build up on things which are required for the later part of the world. And remember, it's the man who makes or breaks the machine.